This is an extremely important topic that we are trying to produce a report to the House of Commons to effect change. It's near and dear to my heart, given my previous career. So I'm going to try to split my time as equitably as possible, but I'm going to start my time with you, Chief Davis. We've heard from the Minister of Justice, also known as the Attorney General, Canada's chief lawyer, chief prosecutor, who made, in my opinion, some pretty inflammatory comments. Comments that would only come from an academic. And that's his background, academia. He taught law. He did not practice law in the trenches. We have a couple of prosecutors on this Conservative team right now. I want to separate theory and academic from reality. Some topics, some lines that the minister uses as follows. Our bail system is sound and strong. That there's a law that already tells us that if the accused is a threat to public safety, they should not be released on bail. It's erroneous to attribute recent events, such as the killing of the OPP officer, to Bill 75, and that individuals are not supposed to get bail if they fall within the enumerated classes under Section 515, a flight risk, a danger to the community, and where the administration of justice would be brought into disrepute, known as the tertiary grounds. That's theory. Let's talk about reality. What do you say?
Thank you, Mr. Brock. The example I gave, I think, speaks volumes. Greg Pacello was killed December 27th. The individual in the example I gave had committed an offense, was held for bail on January 12th, released, violated his bail when the officers in Brantford dealt with him on February 12th. A lengthy record for violence, firearms, conviction for manslaughter, yet he was out on bail. And so the reality is that it's not working. And let's go beyond the focus is about police officers now because of the deaths, and I get that. But in this situation, this was a person passed out in a cab. So what about that poor cab driver who's out there trying to make a living and the risk to their safety and to the average citizen's safety in this country?
Hey, quickly, in my previous career, I often heard the phrase that the accused know how to game the bail system. Can you elaborate on that in the context of the application of GLADU?
Quite candidly, people will, through their lawyers, will shop. They'll shop for a justice of the peace that's going to be very lenient with the GLADU considerations. And the minute that they identify as being Indigenous, there's a very high likelihood that they're going to be released with minimal conditions. And so you see this shopping quite regularly.
Over to you, Chief Montour. I don't know if this was attributable to you or to Chief Davis, but GLADU is being exploited. Please expand upon that from the perspective of the accused, but more importantly, from the perspective of the community.
From the perspective of the accused, as Chief Davis said in his opening statement, there's no proof for these offenders to prove that they are Indigenous. They're taken at their word. And there are individuals...
Can you elaborate on that, please?
What
does that mean? They're just taken at their word.
They provide no proof as to if their identity of they are Indigenous. They could have great-grandparents who are Indigenous, and that factors into whether or not they receive bail based on the GLADU factors. And to me, I got to ask how many generations since the residential school factors in for those people undergoing intergenerational trauma. Some people are using this as a crutch. And to me, it hits home because of the people that we deal with on the territory. We know our community. We know who grew up there. I know practically all of the people my age. If I don't know someone, the younger generation does. And yet we hear of these people explaining to or saying to justices of the peace that they are Indigenous, through their lawyers, of course. And to me, I scratch my head to say, is there no proof that this has to happen where they provide some sort of background information of of their ancestry.
Okay. Thank you.